Bank Field today to give him the glory. It's a beautiful day.
I want to bring in Kennedy and Brianna Lyman. And, you know, so last week, Winston, they played his former team. They got destroyed. The Saints beat them like a zillion to zip, right? They could have stopped that game. After the game, everyone on the Saints waited in line to hug him. Aww. To hug him. And you say to yourself, golly, this guy, you don't have to be a football fan, Brianna, to appreciate that kind of a person. Like, you know, just someone who's happy for the opportunity.
Yeah, it's a really big character, or a testament to his character. And I got to tell you, I watched that video and I said, America is back. Because here's a man who is part of this underdog team, not, supposed to win, comes back in a victory in the snow, very cinematic, and he invokes the Lord. And I think there's a shift in America where people are willing to express their faith and not be ashamed of it. And it was a beautiful thing to see.
I was just happy to see he's still in the league because a lot of people from his class aren't. I mean, I believe, didn't he win the Heisman Trophy?
I think so,
he was also very famous in college for shoplifting king crab legs. So he has made an incredible personal evolution since then. And he was like one of those big rivals with Marcus Mariota, who of course went to Oregon. You don't hear much from him anymore, but the New York Giants are hoping that they have some of that luck and spirit because they obviously replaced their starter with Tommy Cutlets.
Yeah,
he's going to make his season debut this
weekend.
We'll see
what happens with Cutlets. But, Jamison Winston, to your point, is so humble about this. And I think that's what people appreciate, just the gratitude, right? I think that's kind of missing in our society. By the way, what's not missing yet, not yet, the election pain, folks. It continues to run through the left, especially people and institutions who tried their best to derail the Trump train. At the top of that list is a magazine. I used to like this magazine, The Atlantic. Now, this is an article they had about trolling. They say they're not warning against the trolls in a Trump orbit, extolling all and not to underestimate the danger of their behavior, Kennedy. Watch out for all these trolls.
Hey, man, for someone who loves limited government, the more trolling, the better. I think when you have people who have active skepticism and potentially disdain for the agencies they're going to run, that actually will make government smaller, more efficient, and that means lower taxes. So that's a win for the American people.
Every time they name someone to the Trump administration, it's a gut blow to the left. They're like, oh, not him. Oh, not her. Oh,
Bondi, no.
I don't think they expected Donald Trump to do what he actually said he would do. These are politicians. They're like, oh, no, it's not going to be true. But with the troll thing, I think trolls are actually effective on the right. They elicit emotion on the left, and it underscores how frivolous most of their arguments are. So it makes them look bad, which is why The Atlantic is like, stay away from those trolls.
And by the way, it's international, right? Because speaking of trolling, many are saying that the crowning of Miss Denmark is just part of the Trump effect. Take a look. Oh, there we go. Anyway, I thought there was a video. Maybe it was just wishful thinking. All right, so what do you make of this, Kennedy, that they're saying, hey, you know what? It's been years since a Miss Denmark could have won the Miss Universe contest.
I'm just shocked that there's a beautiful Scandinavian woman. That's so surprising because they're known for breeding heifers. No, I mean,
but the idea that Miss Universe, that the whole thing had gone to like heavier women, different women from different. The whole thing was so woke that a Miss Denmark was actually disadvantaged.
The same thing happened to them as did Victoria's Secret. Like, people stopped engaging with it when the people they're advertising are no longer aspirational.
Right.
It's like no one wants to see.
Right. And Victoria's Secret, you know what? They brought the person on, the woman, I guess, who ran Rihanna's thing, Fenty, and they had their new their first runway thing. It wasn't like the old ones. They're getting there. I mean, it's not. It was really nuts for a moment there. So they're getting back to the idea that men and women like each other.
And that it's okay to be a beautiful woman.
Exactly.
And it's okay to be an actual woman. Not a man cosplaying as a woman.
Yeah. So anyway, a lot of people think that was a form of trolling. All right. So. One last topic on this, because you're involved on the political side of this, and these are pollsters, right? A lot of these pollsters, they got it wrong. I'm really suspicious of Ann Seltzer, for one, that October surprise poll that came out, it even moved the betting markets. Anyway, she's quitting. This other dude who really lost his mind. What the hell is his name again?
Alan Lichtman.
Oh, yeah, he lost his mind. So you're in the political side of this. I really think this is the year that polls in general lost, but certainly those that seem to be just with a finger on the scale.
Yeah, it's what we call a psyop, right? The idea behind these polls, it wasn't just an outlier, an honest mistake. Ann Seltzer's been doing this for a while. You don't get it this wrong this close to the election. It's supposed to discourage Republicans from turning out on Election Day. And I think it would have been successful if Republicans hadn't amassed such a great on-the-ground operation.
I don't think it was that so much as trying to jostle Democrats into action, because if they were honest about the state of the electorate, a lot of Democrats would have stayed home because they were already, some of them very frustrated that they felt
But the idea that
under the bus. She's always been known as a good pollster, though. I mean, she always has been able to predict things that no one else saw. So her model obviously failed here, and that's the
and some people think it failed because it wasn't designed to be right. 30 seconds. Salaries. Gen Z say that salaries, the successful salary is $580,000, and successful net worth is $9.5 million. But their average salary is $49,000. I love ambition, but is Gen Z too ambitious here?
Ambitious the right word or stupid the right word? God willing, one day that'll be my salary, 500 plus. But
I mean, delusional is a better.